Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Media Marketing Expert webinar. Thanks so much for attending this Montgomery College production. I am Sarah Hanna, the moderator for this webinar, and today we will focus on the new media strategies of leaders in the communications industry. And in this seminar, we're featuring Katheryn Mendez, Fatima Amiro, Antonio Sanders, Welid Mohammed, and Ali G. Welcome, guys. I'm so happy to have you here. And just a reminder, if you have any questions during this webinar, be sure to send them to my address, sarahhanna@gmail.com. So, we will get started with our first guest speaker for today, Katheryn Mendez. Katheryn is a second-year student at Montgomery College, and she will be graduating with Associate with Art Communication in May 2021. She graduated from Blake High School. She speaks Spanish, and she was member of the Spanish Honor Society. Okay. Her goal is to have a broad field of experience that will allow her to take her skills and creativity into any new opportunity. Outside of the school, she was a youth group coordinator and a teacher's assistant. She volunteered as a parish retreats and culture events.
Hello, so I will be sharing my presentation with you in just a second. Okay, so this is my social media marketing campaign, and I'm Katheryn Mendez. So my goals are about engaging in a bigger field within communications and gaining new experiences within different opportunities. So as you can see on my slide here, different groups and companies that I would like to work for that engage in these kinds of topics include social media, design, graphic design, education, journalism, and photography. I'm not someone who constricts myself to one certain field. I believe that communications is a major that can grant me access to many new opportunities, and I find that very exciting because I don't see myself settling in one place for very long. So this is what I will be reviewing today in my presentation. The first thing I'll be talking about is my social media calendar. Then I will discuss my website, my social media sites, my resources, and the charity I chose to support. So as you can see, this is an image of my social media calendar. On Tuesday today, we have this social media webinar, which we are all participating in. And what I hope to do is post on Instagram every Monday and Friday so that I can share the photos that I take and just make that friendly connection with other people online. I also want to post on LinkedIn so that other people can see my work and I can connect with them as well. And every Wednesday, I want to make a website blog post. This keeps my website more active, and I can also interact with others who come to the website. And then, let's go back. We have a Facebook experiment that I'm trying out from Tuesday to Thursday. And this will be basically sharing the LinkedIn, sharing my Instagram, and later on Fridays, I will be promoting the charities. And I will be talking about what charity I've chosen to work with later on. So this is my website. This is the home page, and if I click this link, it will take me there. So this is the home page. We have a little description about who I am, what I'm doing. This is my blog. This is a page where I show the podcast that I have done in the TVRA class. And here you can see the photos that I've taken. And then over here, you have a way for you to contact me as well. So the social media platforms that I will be using to connect are Instagram and LinkedIn. I chose these because Instagram is a place where you can post photos and videos. And as a person who is interested in photography as well, I think it's a better way for people to see what I'm shooting. And LinkedIn is a great way to connect with companies and organizations, as well as getting new experience within jobs and internships. And this is how I will be taking care of my social media. So I will be checking my designated social media sites, which are Instagram and LinkedIn, at least one time per day to understand what's going on, what's happening on the feed, and to get connected with others. I will be reviewing other people's posts as well, just so I can see for things that are similar and compatible with what I want to do with my work life. I will also be commenting and reposting and liking other people's posts as well. I feel like that builds a friendly connection and it lets other people know that I'm open to those new connections. And the hashtags that I will be using are among the hashtag communications, media student, and visual arts. I think that these are very broad hashtags that can get me to see new things that are, open and very general and broad, but then they can tie down to more specific aspects of the career. The resources that I will be going to get more information are the Association for Women in Communications, Social Media Today, which is a article-based website that shares a lot of what is happening in the current world. And I think it's important to stay up to date, especially when you're trying to be on social media. And I included the Time magazine because I believe it's also important to stay up to date with current information, news, and I know that Time also does the 100 most influential photographs. And I think that's very interesting to know about too. And the charity that I will be supporting is one that's focused on bringing visual arts to all students. This is a campaign that they are doing, the Arts Vote. You try to connect with legislative leaders to focus more on bringing visual arts to under like minority communities and into schools. And I think that's very important because I like to focus on the visual communications. And I think it's important for everybody to have the opportunity to participate in art classes. And that's my presentation.
Thank you so much, Katheryn. Is there any question for Katheryn? Next, I have Allison Valeri. Allison is a student at Montgomery College, where she is currently studying digital media production. She is interested in using digital media to better showcase historic documents in more engaging ways. Upon completion of her program, she intends to begin producing short feature about historic artifacts. Allison has a BA in history from Georgia State and is a technician of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Thank you. Okay, so my media branding strategy is really centered around stories and bringing stories alive. It's something I've been interested in for a while and trying to find ways to make stories more interesting and kind of pop and like more engaging. So this is my strategy. So today I'm going to discuss the media campaign and what I hope to accomplish. I am going to talk about remove the screen. Okay, sociality, like having to strategically use social media to accomplish this, and also a charity I'm interested in potentially partnering with during this campaign. So first, I want to start with why stories are important. Stories connect people from different backgrounds. They resonate with people. They preserve a record or experience, and they can also be educational or provide wisdom in situations. My long-term goal is to create a brand around visual storytelling via photography and filmmaking. So I've done a little photography and I have a photography background, but I also wanting to learn to do more moving visual. And that's more of the filmmaking realm. I want to create high quality content that generates excitement about a particular product or experience. I also want to be able to see the world, but also find the world around me. So we can't exactly see the world at the moment, but um, in the ways that we're used to. But I think it's a good way to kind of capture what's around me in this moment because there's a lot. The two social media sites that I really want to use is Twitter and Instagram. Twitter because viral content moves very quickly on Twitter. There's a big community of storytellers and also just people that work in like the oral history and filmmaking community are online. So that's a good way. Hashtags are an easy way to keep up with current material. And I want to use this hashtags alley stories and story time. You can also create mini content. Oh, I'm sorry, on Instagram, you can create little mini stories, which I kind of like, kind of bite-sized content that you can link back in your bio. Storytelling is a big part of that platform. You're able to link back to material and website for more material. Like I said, like go back to the link in bio, which is where I'm going to put my website. And it's a very visual platform. And if someone who's interested in doing like a visual presentation, I think that's really cool, a really important site to use. This is my social media calendar. I put a lot on creating stuff more so than hosting for now until I get like a good handle on it. But I was going to do Instagram and Facebook and also Twitter and do a website blog twice a month. And these are sort of the minimums. I don't want to over commit myself quite yet. So these are what I think right now could be doable at the moment. And can't really see, I think it cuts off, but I want to do at least one experiment every week, just something where I'm not like confined to a sort of convention and just try to experiment and do something just very different and unique with creating video or even with social media and writing. Because I think that's where you find some really interesting creative ideas. At least I'll give myself permission to try something new. With my website, I want to use it as a place to post completed content. So it's more like a portfolio. I want to seek out interesting stories that have a strong visual component and post them so that I kind of want a diversity of stories, not just like one story. The social media, all my social media, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, to link back to my website and also maintain a blog about my experiences. So I'm just going to go quickly to my website. Right now it's in winter mode. This is a picture of Alaska, but I want to kind of refresh this every season. So on the first, there's sort of a big picture. And then on the first page, there's a blog. And this talks a little about my first train trip, which links back to my very first video for this course. So about me, and this is a little bio and a picture. This is some of the work we've done in this class, and hopefully over time, and also work I did in another audio production course. And I hope to kind of fill this up with different whether it's Photoshop, like transformations or like videos. I want to use this as primarily the place to put content that I created, sort of like a portfolio or gallery. And the journeys page is just sort of where I put the experiments or things I'm kind of not sure what form they're going to take. So we'll go back to presentation. The charity I want to support is a Capital Area Food Bank. I volunteered there over the summer. What I really like is they actually strongly encourage us to use social media. So while you're volunteering them, they're always telling us, oh, you guys should take pictures and share your experiences. So they're very interested in having a very online presence. So this happened to be a day I worked, and we were packing food boxes and on this long conveyor belt that went around the whole warehouse, well, that section. And it looks like that day I was probably packing tomatoes. So I plan to, and this year they've seen an exponential increase in the number of families needing food resources. And they want, like I said, they like us to share hashtags. So part of supporting them will be sharing my own experiences and sharing their hashtags and creating stories around my experiences there. So in conclusion, my strategy is to start small because I don't want to get too overwhelmed. I tend to do that. So to start small, do not put stuff off. I think that's another thing that kind of keeps me from like posting constantly is that I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. So not waiting and not procrastinating. And also in the beginning, at least, focus on creating really quality content more so than just churning out stuff constantly, is to really put work into making the content good. And that's something that I'm proud of sharing. So that concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much, Allison. Is there any questions for Allison?
Can you tell us more about the charity, the Capital Food Drive, like your experiences there, and tell us something that maybe you think a lot of people may not know about them, or maybe something that like maybe we kind of take for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the Capital Area Food Bank, it's the biggest food bank in the DMV area. And what they do is they collect food from the big vendors, from the supermarkets, and they do kind of the big wholesale portion of it. And then they distribute it to smaller food banks. So the churches that have food drives and stuff, a lot of them get food from the Capital Area Food Bank. And it's located right off the Fort Totem Metro Station. They also do people who want to get involved. It's very easy to get involved. They have 4-hour shifts that people can do. And most of the time you're usually packing boxes or creating boxes. And it's a good experience. You get to sort of listen to like 80s or 90s music, and everyone's sort of working together and to make these boxes.
Okay, next we have Fatima Amiro. Fatima was born on September 2000 in Nigeria. She received her diploma in computer studies in 2018. She came to the United States in 2019, and now she is a student in Montgomery College. She is wishing to get her associate degree in broadcast radio. Her hobbies are cooking, playing games, photography, and making friends. Hi, Fatima.
Hi everyone. Hello everyone. I am Fatima Amiro from CVRE 100. I am here today to discuss about 2021 Media Marketing Expo. My overviews how I want to present about my future goal and social media activities. My goals are to become a newscaster, that is journalism. Okay. And I would like to work in a radio station. That is my long time wish. And to become a makeup artist, though I have some skills in makeup, but I want to have more skills. And this slide is for my personal, that is my bio. I am Fatima Amiro Abdul Majid. I am 20 years old. I want to get more ideas, more and new ideas to improve my life goal. My blog will be based on my life goal, and as an upcoming broadcaster, I want to get more skills and ideas to improve my goal. And this slide is for my social media calendar. I will be visiting three social medias: Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. That's the social medias I would like. And as you can see, today is Tuesday. We are presenting our social media webinar today, Tuesday 9th. This is the rest of the social media calendar. And this is my blog. This is my website where I will be posting some activities I did. This is the home page. And this is the about page. This is my bio, the one I wrote on my presentation slide. And this page is for, we did a podcast, the podcast we present. This is the page of the podcast. The podcast about the mental dilemma. It has 3 episodes, 1, 2, and 3. This is my blog. I didn't post anything about relating to my role in this blog. That's all I have for the blog. And the next page for my slide is social media site. And the social media that I will be posting on is Instagram, because in my personal life on social media, Instagram is the best site for me. It allows me to post videos, pictures, like, comment, and tag people. And I am more familiar with Instagram, and I'm sure it will improve my site if I use Instagram. And the hashtags I will be putting media marketing and media communication. Here is my profile for the Instagram. Like, comment, tag, and post pictures and videos. The resources I would like to connect with is media marketing communication. They are good in helping people to promote their brand with professional skills and ideas. This is it. Our media communication online program is the best place to begin out your journey in the digital media space. Brands look for creative professionals who can adapt to using a variety of communications methods, including video production and social media management and digital strategy development. As you can see, discover emerging platforms and news gathering techniques on a variety of social sites, blogs, and much more through this source. learn various reporting techniques to use across news outlets and best practice in digital journalism. So class, this is all I have for my blog. It is nice to be with you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Fatima. Are there any questions for Fatima?
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Welid Mohammed. Welid is a freshman in a Montgomery College. He is 18 years old and he has very little experience in many things, but he is eager to learn and gain whatever knowledge he can. He didn't decide his major yet because he doesn't like to rush anything and he likes to take everything in his own pace. He loves computer and anything in technology related. Hi, Welid.
Hello, Sarah. Thank you for the short introduction. So as we heard about myself, here, let me start sharing my presentation. Hello, this is my social media campaign presentation slideshow for today. I will be going over my calendar, and I will also be talking about my website launching, the social media platforms that I want to launch my campaigns over, and my charity or causes and the resources. So for April, this is pretty much my calendar. I'm going to start launching on some sites. I'm going to have one launch for Twitter, one launch for Facebook. I'm going to be setting up some special experiments to see the type of audience I have and be able to filter my posts around that throughout the time. The website is here. It's a place where I want people to learn more about the campaign and connect with it. So here is the website to social networking. So I will be posting most of my social media here. This is a little about me. Some stuff you guys already know, but some stuff they'll learn. This is a place where they'll be able to contact me. I want to launch it on Facebook because it's the place where my parents are most familiar with, so I can be able to get in touch with them, a lot of their friends, and a lot of elderly people. I also want to go on Twitter because that's the one I'm most familiar with, and I know Twitter a lot more, and I'll be able to launch my campaign even farther than I would be on Facebook. For my charity, I picked Able Thrive. They're a community that makes social media, as they say, easier for the disabled. What they say is it's a one-stop platform for people with disabilities and their families to access cultured articles, videos, products, and serve from around the world. Thank you. And that's my presentation.
Thank you so much, Welid. Any questions for Welid? Okay, last but not least, we have Antonio Sanders. Antonio, born in December 17, 1980, He is a college student who is working towards obtaining internship or employment at NBC4, WUSA, or Shaw Howard University, specializing in field reporting, TV, and radio production. Upon graduating with associate degree in broadcast media, radio by summer 2023, Antonio plans on attending University of Maryland or Shaw Howard University to obtain his bachelor's degree in broadcast media. Mr. Sanders is self-taught, having specialized in video and audio production editing and voice-over work for the past 10 years. It is with the passion and dedication he tirelessly works at achieving a career of some form in the broadcasting industry. In high school, Antonio participated in many activities. None he cherished more than being a teacher assistant while teaching photography class in his junior and senior year. He also went on various photo assignments for the school and participated in many photo contests. On his personal time, Antonio enjoys spending it with his girlfriend, soon to be his wife of 10 years, and their dog. Antonio enjoys painting and drawing, and talking all things politics while being civil. He also spends time frequently shopping and at the Records Exchange store in Silver Spring. You can sometimes find him sitting quietly in his work studio learning how to play his guitar. Hi, Antonio.
Man, after that grand opening, I better bring the fire, right?
I know, right?
What's good, everybody? All right, so we say the best for last. Don't worry, we ain't gonna be long-winded here. So I'm here today. I'm gonna be talking about what I've learned so far and what I'm going to continue to apply in my ultimate goals career-wise. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do screen share. I'm going to present to you this presentation here. Screen share. All right, let's see here. Put you guys on this and share. Can you guys see that? Give me a yeah if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, here we go. Let's go into presentation mode. Did you guys see it just blow up?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so we're talking podcast marketing strategy for success. Again, this is what I've learned so far and what I'm continuing to apply to my respected craft and ultimately achieving my career goals. Now, what's my career goals? Working in the field of radio or television. That's my ultimate go-to. That's pretty much what I've been doing within the podcasting field for 10 years now, come this November. I would also like to write and submit screenplays to Hollywood. I have come up with so many ideas over the years, it would blow you all's minds out. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we got a respected author. He's won a couple of NAACP awards. Tanishi Coates. He's actually from right here in the DMV. This man has been tapped by Warner Brothers to handle the Superman franchise, and it's being rumored that Superman is going to be recast as a black man. And when you do your research on this guy, Coates has tackled a lot of racial injustice, inequality. The list goes on and on. My friends will tell you, I've been sitting on a screenplay for a black Superman for about 20 years now. But everybody kept telling me that read it, too taboo. Nah, man, you gonna turn some heads, too taboo. So Mr. Coates, I think he's like, I can't tell you how much of a fire that lit under my butt, because it's like, man, I've been sitting on this for 20 years. And my friends are like, well, man, you need to go ahead and you need to start writing. So Career goal number 2, want to start writing, submitting screenplays to Hollywood. And then number 3, becoming an author. I do a pretty good job telling stories. I always get people telling me, you should write a book or 2. So those are my 3 ultimate career goals. All right. So today I'm running down this real quick, y'all. I'm going to be talking about quality of podcast content, time, audience, basic podcast promotion, podcast directories, feedback, network advertising, guests, social media, giveaways. This all ties to what I'm currently doing. Show you that social media calendar as well. Quality of content, I've personally learned very, very important. Quality over quantity. It always wins every single time of the week. You may notice on YouTube, for example, somebody has like a gazillion freaking subscribers and all they got is about 50 videos. You're like, how the hell are they able to do that? When if you really home in and you pay attention, you look at how they're executing their content, sometimes it's all about the quality. Quality over quantity always wins every single time of the week. Time, got to have the patience. You don't have the patience to do all of this, you're wasting your time and you're wasting potential listeners, clients' times. Audience, I'm learning that with regards to the audience, it really depends on what you're trying to market towards. Like for me in the podcasting that I've been doing all these years, I've been homing in on a particular age group because I know that what I cover would relate to them. Examples of that can include maybe pro wrestling, Walking Dead. Hell, we just had the NBA All-Star weekend. I don't know if you guys had saw that, but that 3-point dunk contest, that was just, or 3-point shooter contest, that was crazy what Conley and Curry had did. If you guys didn't check that out, go check that out. Basic podcast promotion. For me, basic podcast promotion, I kind of feel that all ties into my website. Now, we were given an assignment where we were supposed to create a website from scratch and all that. And I did do that assignment, but I got to be honest with you, like going forward, as far as what site I'm going to be using, this is actually the site for the past 10 years that I've been utilizing and that I will continue to utilize. I've been able to build my name, my brand, market myself off of this. And for me, it's like, why start from scratch when there's already a built-in audience, there's already a built-in following and everything. So for me, this is the website that I'm going to continue to use to strategically market myself, my brand, my product, services, things of that nature. Here on the site, I'm always covering key pieces of news. I try not to spasm out over every single thing that's going on. I think this is a really good prime example. I don't know how many of you all are fans of Saturday Night Live, but Dave Chappelle had returned after the elections were in the books, and it had appeared at that point, yeah, Biden's got this. And it was a monumental episode. Great laughs, say that right now. I had fun writing that up. As you can see, there's also a little podcast there on the upper right-hand corner. I try to keep what I do with my podcast and all that separate from personal stuff, if you kind of know what I mean. All right, let's keep going here. Another thing that I'm learning as far as podcasting, syndication, like syndication is very key. Again, all about continuing to spread the word, yourself, your brand, your content. Sets up podcast directories, right? Yeah. Somebody will ask you, where you think you should be podcasting? Like everywhere. Syndicate everywhere. Anybody that'll have you freaking introduce yourself. Spread it all out there. The more, the better. For my resources, as far as what I'm continuing to do, like with regards to social media, the website, everything in general, for me, there is no limit. Whether it's the Associated Press or I can learn something from Rolling Stone, local news, picking up a newspaper. I actually will still pick up a newspaper from time to time just to see what's going on. There might be something that maybe news and social media. I try not to rely too much on news from social media unless I know it's validated. You understand what I'm saying? Like nowadays, it's easy for us to get caught up on something that we read, say on Facebook or on Twitter, and it turns out that's not accurate. No, that's just somebody that's just spreading some type of propaganda. So I usually like to do a lot of cross referencing. But for me, my main go tos, Associated Press, local news, picking up a newspaper. That's pretty much my main resources. Um, Getting feedback for me very important. One of the ways I try to go about getting feedback. Again, everything ties back to social media, networking, advertising. So the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. I'm not gonna do TikTok. I'm sorry. I know TikTok is something you guys love. I can't get into it just yet. I can't do TikTok yet. I've already had my friends say to me, Tony, if you do TikTok, yeah, dog, yeah, we gonna have some problems. So, but other than that, I love the whole networking, advertising, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's how I strategically am planning on continuing to get myself out there, capitalize on key hashtags that's going on. Like recently, I don't know if y'all saw it yet, we had the Coming to America sequel that came out. That's getting a lot of mixed reviews. I said what I needed to say about the movie using the hashtags. That's one way you can kind of market yourself. Guess as well. One thing I think that would kind of help is tapping into guests. I've actually been fortunate enough to interview a lot of people over the years. Some names would surprise you. That's kind of like opened up doors for me to be invited to certain events. For example, Awesome Con that happens at the convention center every single year. I've covered them now for the past 3 years, was getting ready to cover them for a fourth consecutive year before the pandemic broke out. I just put in an application with them yesterday to come back and cover them. Also, see if maybe I can actually have a panel with them as well with a couple of guests. So um, on social media, we pretty much already covered that. Giveaways, I think, is kind of key because, again, it ties back to social media, networking, advertising, trying to put awareness out there about yourself, about your content and everything. So I could do something as simple as I think the pop figures, Pop Funko. That is kind of something that a lot of people are into these days. Maybe I come across something, for example, of a pop figure that a lot of people want. Maybe I do some type of a special giveaway. You kind of have to think like that. I've personally learned because, it's like, what can I do to maybe get more followers or get more people to check out my content? Sometimes a good old fashioned, hey, I got this. It's free. You want it. Follow these rules. Greatest trick in the book, man. Works every time. Works. This is my social media calendar. I plan on being active every single day for the most part on social media. The main platforms I'm going to be utilizing on a daily basis is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Heavy emphasis on Twitter and Facebook. I notice since I've been using these social media platforms over many years now, Facebook seems to be more dedicated towards the mature group, those that don't want to put up with all the silliness that comes about sometimes on Twitter. It's very laid back. And yeah, you still have a nice amount of young folks that use Facebook, but it's more towards those that are, I would say, mid 20s, maybe late 20s and up Whereas Twitter, I mean, my God, we're talking about teens and all of that, everybody, but there's a lot of youngness that's going on via Twitter. But I like using all avenues of social media as best as humanly possible to stay connected on the latest trends, what has people talking. I like capitalizing on hashtags, finding out, okay, what's going on? Why is this hashtag trending? And then figure out ways I can try and incorporate myself into that hashtag. It could be something as simple as maybe joining a conversation. For example, we had saw that Prince Harry and Meghan, they had trended because of the interview they conducted with Oprah Winfrey. And then you think about what happened with the show over in the UK that Pierce Morgan was a host of, and he had some scorching things to say about that couple. And it pretty much ended with one of his colleagues blasting him on live TV, and he walked off the set and pretty much had quit the show as a result. So, capitalizing on hashtags once in a while, I'll definitely utilize my own respected hashtags. Maybe if I'm doing some type of a prize giveaway, or maybe if I'm doing some type of a Q&A, I'll use a hashtag. But for the most part, I'm mainly going to be paying attention to what's trending, what's got people talking. I said coming to America too earlier. That was something that was hashtagged trending all weekend long, and I capitalized on that, giving my thoughts about the movie, etc. So definitely that. Utilize YouTube as well, and a lot of these, what I'm doing as far as the social media platforms, what I plan on utilizing, a lot of it I'm already doing because a lot of times it's just a matter of one push of a button, and I'm pretty much connected to all of those outlets. Something like Buffer. I'm not sure if a lot of you all have heard of Buffer, but I love Buffer. Buffer is pretty much, look at it as a conduit, and you can pretty much whatever you want to put out there on social media, even your LinkedIn, your Periscope, whatever you're trying to put out there, you can just go to Buffer, and you can pretty much link up all of your social media accounts so that whatever post you're trying to put out there, it's gonna go on all of those social media platforms you're on at the exact same time. Versus, okay, I've manually put it in on Facebook. Now let me manually go in and put it on Instagram. Now let me manually go in and put it on Buffer, just pretty much one time, and then you can choose the time and the date that you want it to go live. But yeah, that's my social media calendar. As you notice, there's also going to be blog posts that I plan on doing every week, once a week on Thursdays, whatever's on my mind. Maybe I'll capitalize on something that was trending, or the fact that, for example, we finally got the new trailer for the Winter and or rather, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the new Marvel series that's going to be coming to Disney Plus in about what, next week or whatever. So I'm pretty excited for that. So I finally had saw the trailer. Maybe I'll do something on that. Just whatever comes to mind, but in most cases, whatever has a lot of people talking and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm going to be utilizing social media. I definitely will be engaging with folks on social media, as I have been. If I find something that's okay, that's right on the money. Oh, hey, I see this person has a lot of tweets, a lot of likes because what they said was very witty or it was very spot on. I'll definitely add my 2 cents to the conversation. But for me, definitely all about the engagement, and hopefully in return, it can lead to growth as far as my social media following, not to mention social media presence, etc. And as far as charities, charitable organizations go, Boys and Girls Club really, really struck out to me. Now, I'll have you know, over the years, I've actually donated hundreds of dollars to many organizations. Mainly, I've donated a lot of money towards wrestlers, pro wrestlers who've given a lot back to the industry and to its fans, and they've come down on hard times. Most recently, there was a wrestler by the name of Joseph Hudson. He's known by the question mark. He wrestled for the NWA promotion. He suddenly died at the age of 40, like 2 weeks ago. Left a beautiful wife, kid behind, and soon as I heard about it, I pretty much did my network and told people what was going on. I was able to raise about $200 just through my social media presence, connections, and everything. But I've always donated to wrestlers, families of wrestlers that are having a hard time. But for me, it's like, okay, well, what's really one organization I'd like to try to give back to? For me, Boys and Girls Club. When I was growing up in Chicago, poor little kid, wasn't really sure where to get a bite to eat after school or needed some help with my homework or whatever. Boys and Girls Club was always a safe refuge for me. So, and it was something that kind of followed me all throughout my life. So, I definitely plan on reaching out to them and, seeing if there's some type of a way I could somehow incorporate them and partnering up with them. I definitely am gonna promote them a lot on social media. Not to mention, I'm going to effective later this month donate to them on a regular monthly basis. And right to the point, if there's a way of maybe I can help out with after school learning, teach a computer class or two. I definitely, of course, once we get through this little thing called a pandemic, then that's definitely something I would be very seriously interested in because I'm all about paying it forward. That's what it's all about. And other than that, thank you so much for checking out this presentation. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll take any questions or comments if you have any now.
Thank you, Antonio, for sharing your knowledge and your expertise with us. It's highly valuable. Any questions for Antonio?
This is Allie. I had a question.
Good.
What's an example of some good feedback that you've gotten that really helped you?
Oh man, early on, I remember when I was beginning podcasting, my energy was so low. I mean, I'd be talking kind of like this for like the whole show. And I had people say, man, you bring up some really good points and all that, but your energy is so damn low. Could you maybe, I don't know, take a nap or, just, posture? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can work on that. Okay, sure. Um, audio, audio was something that a lot of people, because I mean, when I started in like 2000, late 2010 going into 2011. So back then I was doing stuff with a phone because at one point you used to be able to do a show just like Blog Talk Radio. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but like Blog Talk Radio, you used to be able to call into a show and you could do your show the entire time just doing that. And the audio sounded very poor. I mean, like AM, it wasn't even AM radio quality. I mean, like less than that. And that's the one thing I noticed the most is like listeners care a great deal about the audio quality as well, because it doesn't matter if you got really good topics and how good you are at covering what you're covering. If the audio quality is not on point, they're going to tune out on you real quick. So I think those were probably the biggest two that to this day still has me no matter what I do. I'm always fixated on what's going on with the overall quality and then what's going on with the audio quality itself.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank all of our panelists and our alternate moderator, Kashman Deva, and to Dr. Copeland for helping facilitate this production. and for Montgomery College for providing us with this platform. And I'd especially like to thank everyone who's here today. Again, I'm Sarah Hannah and look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Have a good day.